Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nullius mod. This is Otaku's Showboat, and the first thing I'm going to do is quit the game to show you that I have updated the Nullius mod to version 1.1.0. This is the first major update to the game, and I know that I would normally not update any mod whatsoever during a playthrough, but the changes that have been made here are actually not relevant to our current state of the base. There's a number of changes that have been made to the late game, and then there's some other minor balancing issues that we haven't gotten to yet that have changed. Chlorine is no longer ventable as the biggest early game change, and there's also something about removing the plastic stack that you get at the start of the game that I know is as part of this. Yeah, no longer starts with plastic at the crash site. So the changes that have been made, because we've moved on to a new form of plastic production at this point, we no longer have to deal with chlorine not being ventable, and we sort of have already used our initial stack of plastic at the crash site. So I figured, you know what? It's not going to be doing anything by doing this update to the current state of the save. The whole reason why I am hesitant to do updates in the middle of the save these days is because of breaking changes across the base that I just don't really want to have to go and fix. If I've built this massive base and there's a whole bunch of stuff that just broke, I just don't want to go and fix that, especially if I've put a lot of time into that save. We are a little early still. We are still pretty early in this save, so I figured, you know what, we're going to go and do that. Even distribution was also updated because of a breaking change in Factorio 1.1.38. That's another time that I will update mods, is when it's to fix something that is in fact broken. And then I have added Informatron, which honestly, this should not be an optional dependency. It should not be an optional dependency for Nullius. This information that's in here regarding Nullius is necessary. It's pretty necessary. It is in here as an optional. So if we go into the game, of course, stuff has changed here, and Informatron will give me all of this information. The vast majority of this information is on the mod portal page, which I thought I read. I did read regarding pressure information. And this thing with waste byproducts is good to know. Yeah, it says benzene must be combusted into disposable gases. Like this right here, this is the key thing for what we need to do next. So we have this plastic process that does produce these non-combustible products. This alkene synthesis recipe out here. All three of these are non-combustible, as they are, or non-disposable, I should say. Non-disposable is not to be confused with non-combustible, as in, we can combust these things if we have the tech to do so, which at the time that I made this plastic build, I did not have that tech. So by the end of yesterday's video, or the previous episode of this, I did not have the technology to get rid of those things yet. Here, hydrocarbon fuel. This technology gives you methanol canisters, as well as unlocks methane combustion, ethylene combustion, propene combustion, and benzene combustion. Quote-unquote combustion of organic compounds, aka how to void organic compounds. Because if you did not know, steam is ventable. So is carbon dioxide. And my whole reason for being is I must void all of the things that I don't need. Every single byproduct must in some way be deleted from the face of existence. And so, we're going to need a few combustion chambers. Just a few combustion chambers are going to be necessary going forward here. Yes, time has passed since the end of our previous video where we set up this plastic. I have all but 2 of the currently available techs until I get into the next tech level. What did I do off screen between last time and this time, as I see that I have several mined out bits of iron here? I'm going to wait a little bit more until this production becomes less than my consumption up here. I expanded here with my motors. I expanded here with my science production. I made sure that I am making 0.17 science per second across the 3 sciences that I currently have. And have, in the process, managed to make sure that this lab is always working. It's enough to saturate this lab no matter what tech, to this point, I have taken. Okay. I have also expanded my wind turbine farm to 61 wind turbines, because I was a little bit tired of the formula for the wind energy production shafting me all of the time, and made it so that, you know what, if I have infinity wind turbines, even when it's lower, I'll still have enough power. But that's not the intended way of doing things. Oh, no. That is not the intended way of doing things. By the way, the I key opens in Formatron and Hellmod. No, this big set of 3 paragraphs and several hundred words is the key bit of information that we need to know. So, since wind and solar produce variable amounts of energy, amounts of power, they require energy storage. Okay. But capacitors are not available until chemical engineering, due to the limited elements available to make them with. Okay. You can build your own accumulator using electrolysis or compressed gas. Not really compressed gas at this phase in the game, but we'll get there. Using surge electrolyzers or surge compressors. The surge electrolyzer operates with XX power, etc., etc. You can save hydrogen and oxygen it produces in tanks when your wind or solar are producing extra energy, then burn it for power when they are not producing enough energy. The turbine will only consume steam if your wind and solar aren't producing enough power. This is the key aspect here. The key phrase. The turbine will only consume steam if your wind and solar aren't producing enough power. Why this is in an optional dependency mod in the middle of hundreds of words of text, I don't know. But there it is. There it is, and there it shall be for now, because it's hard to do such a thing in-game. even though there are ways to make your own in-game little wiki without said Informatron mod. So, yeah, I need to make more of this stuff and air filters to saturate my current build of stuffs. Looks like I need more. I need to move this one as well. Hey. Hey there, buddy. Hey there, buddy. How about you move right over there for me? That would be great. So yeah, all these little blue squares up here, besides these 6, that's all wind turbines. Yeah. I'm going to need a few more surge electrolyzers. I have 1. I need just a few. Just a few. Now, I think that there should be a overall loss in power, little bit of a loss. Just because... Let's see, does this combustion chamber use any energy? Doesn't look like it, but the electrolyzer is going to use 2 megawatts to operate. It is a faster crafting speed. You're mine? It is a faster crafting speed, etc., etc. But, yeah. Just want to make note of all of that, and since I also have these surge electrolyzers over here, I will simply add to them and continue with my surge combusting and storing of all of the wonderful, glorious steam that will then have a bunch of turbines producing me power when the wind decides to die. That's all this has been meant for, by the way. It's like, okay, when the wind is high, we'll have things to worry about. Other things to worry about. I will take those turbines gladly. So when the wind is high, we can use the extra energy, if there's extra energy, to make steam by electrolyzing water to steam. You still have to, you know, process to pure water to then electrolyze to steam. Like that's still part of the that's still part of the equation that you have to keep in mind. The distillery here is still going to use 250 megawatts. The hydro plant here is still going to use 200 megawatts to do its thing. And you'll still need to have enough fluid overall to keep doing the stuffs. Just bear that in mind. Did I not ever grab a stack of landfill? I did. There you are. Hello, landfill. Glorious. Beautiful landfill. Filling in the small little gaps there. And also, I've got quite a few stone bricks now. It does increase the walking speed by 30%. I don't use it. I just don't use it. Not recently. And not at all. Like, ever. Give me some tanks as well. Stop making these turbines after you finish this one. How much can you pass through? I don't know. I'm just gonna plonk them all in a line. They make 1 megawatt each, so there's 6 megawatts of extra power that I could just get. They consume 120 fluid per second at 90% efficiency. They make an amount of steam. So if I did hydrogen combustion, great. That's going to be my storage. To be honest, do I care about the intermittent nature of wind turbines right now? When I have 61 of them? Not particularly. This is going to be a great project to do between episodes to set up oxygen hydrogen into steam, because, you know, we've technically already done it to make the butadiene. out of ethylene, which, yes, I do not regret doing any of this. Like, this was absolutely necessary. Okay? Let's make this clear. This part was necessary because of rubber. I need rubber. And rubber is butadiene and styrene. What I did miss completely was that you can get rid of the excess of all 3 alkenes by doing combustion. Now, we are going to be doing combustion of all 3 alkenes. Of the alkene synthesis here. And this is going to give me... Why? Okay. A few things. And I will have... Excuse me. I guess I used all of my chimneys. Chimneys, I need a few of you. Now, yes, I could store the steam. I could store the steam. And I could use the steam to help with surviving, keep my base moving during times of low wind power. That is a viable use for the steam out of the excess alkenes. Well, I'll call them alkenes just because it's a synthesis, a making of alkene. Alkene synthesis. I'm going to assume that all 3 of these are considered alkenes, this generic random word that I don't really know fundamentally actually what it means. The ethylene, propene, and benzene. Okay, I need some valves, auxiliaries, ideally. Let's go ahead and hit chimney on there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and yes, this will need an absolute ton of oxygen. It will need, about 3 times as much or more oxygen to delete the excess stuff here. Now, I have 2 of these buildings that can produce 3, 12, and 18. So, that's a little more than 18. That's a little more than 12, and that's a little more than 3. Yeah. This is correct. So let's get this oxygen, which right now excess oxygen is being deleted from the face of existence. And I'm going to put this here. There we go. That's going to provide oxygen. Will it be enough oxygen? I shall find out. And then, auxiliary valves will separate these 3. I need more pipe to ground, thanks. It's one thing I have not automated yet at this point in time. It is really nice, by the way, having this 1 plastic per second. Oh yeah, I have also completely dismantled the PVC pipe. That I should also make clear going into this video, now that we are, 20 minutes into this video. I have gutted the original build, and it is exclusively making graphite, like a whole bunch of graphite, and I shifted some plastic over, half of my plastic actually, to produce filters. As long as I throw the iron sheets in here. I could just run a belt with iron sheets over here and have it do its thing, making me filters, but you know what? I didn't do that. I didn't feel like running a whole bunch of belt all the way over here to do that. So, yeah. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. Speaking of my story and sticking to it, this all can get scaled, and then we can go and actually have a graphite production zone with multiple buildings producing graphite. Once this carbon monoxide gets expanded, I think it's the carbon monoxide or the dioxide hydrogen goes into this guy here into graphite. Pretty sure it's monoxide. Yeah, just carbon monoxide straight into graphite out of hydrogen and monoxide. Makes that very easy. Very, very easy. Very, very convenient that it's all the same. If only this was just ventable. If only it was just ventable. If only it was just ventable. Outside of just adding the oxygen component here to be able to deal with this alkene stuff, I really don't understand why it needs to be combustion. Like, fundamentally, I don't understand why it needs to be combustion. And why it needs to be, like, part of this. Like, there's a entire building which has been named the chimney that we can use to get rid of excess stuff. I don't really know why mod developers in general, not just this one, thinks that it is in any way, shape, or form a fun experience to deal with fluids that you can't get rid of. Like, it's just not fun, as I have said to the mod author. I don't find that as a mechanic to be fun. Of dealing with not quote-unquote non-disposable products. I think it's a shame that the mod is based around this concept of having non-disposable products. Do I think that it makes the mod overall a terrible experience? I have yet to come to a determination because I have yet to experience all that the mod has to offer. And by that, I mean, I'm still gonna play it. How bad could it really be? If it was so bad that I wasn't gonna play it, I wouldn't be playing it, now would I? I would stop the playthrough. So let's just keep all of that in mind if I sound like I'm, like, being a pain. Like, I just want the experience to be consistently fun across the board. You know, is that a little bit too much to ask? And I want it to be a better experience. Like, frankly, all of my criticisms and opinions are for the sake of making the experience better. Fundamentally. So this would make up to 200 steam per second. Each one of these consumes 120. Maybe not have that many on a line. Why do you have to make 200? By the way, the temperature is irrelevant in this mod. The temperature is just window dressing. Purely cosmetic. Even though, yes, you could make it have purpose. Pyanodon's mods, it has purpose. I can't do that way. What am I thinking? I need a gap of at least 3. But I could... Excuse me? But yes, you can. Hold on. Excuse me. But yes, you can, and that would allow me to do like that. Okay. Sure. We're out of techs that I can take at the moment. And just have something like that, and there you go. There's your tileable build. There's the tileable build. Congratulations, we have a tileable build. Voila. It's beautiful. We just need that there. Ta-da! Now we can have our steam overflow thingy. Steam goes back and forth between these, so we could actually just stick a tank at the end of each of these. And there you have it. It'll make steam until the tanks fill, and if there needs to be consumption, it'll actually pull in through from the tank. I hope. It better. It had better do said thing. Alright, so this first one is the ethylene. Ta-da. We actually have excess ethylene? For the moment. Oh, it's probably just the position of this thingy. What I want is a pump. Pump? Pump? I don't have a pump? Can I make a pump? I need a bit of iron. I need my iron. Let's get my iron. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't really been bothered by the intermittent nature of the wind turbines so far. For me to feel like it is a necessity to set up the, like, surge electrolysis into steam as a main source of stuff. Why am I here? I need iron plate. Iron plate. Thank you kindly. What was I making? I've already forgotten. These. Oh yeah, these. I would like some of those. Some motors. Thanks. I have these two making motors up here, and I have these, 6. Over here. Just a few things. I would really like to set this up. It's this up right here. The iron processing at scale, especially since we have to get into steel shortly. We still have a lot of things to do before we get into the next science, by the way. Like, we still need to do bauxite processing into aluminium, as well as make, like all of this iron intermediates, all these iron intermediates, have equivalents at aluminium and at steel. So there's still more work to do. The one thing that I can't complain about is that there isn't enough to do at mechanical prototypes tech before the next tech level. Even if you didn't scale your science production like I have to take all of these techs, pretty sure that you are still going to finish all of these techs before you're ready to make the next science level of electrical engineering. This is how it should be. This is how it should be. This is something I'm used to. Oh hey, I have rubber now. I wasn't paying any attention. Hey, I can has rubber. Rubber exists. Woohoo. we've done the thing known as progression. Cue the Hallelujah chorus. We have done the progression for the day. We have rubber. I have a title. I officially have a title. We got rubbed. That is not a good title. That is not a good title. No. Let's not do that title. As tempting as it may be. Let's not use that as the title of the video. Sad part is I've done this in a way that is not particularly scalable. Oops. Yeah, because I would want to do more of this for more plastic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on how I've set this up. I need to, like, move all of this piping that's down here up above. I'd rather it be up above so that, and, like, move this whole thing out of here. Move this somewhere over here. Expand, like, move this voiding setup, like, over here somewhere. Because what I want to be able to do is scale infinitely-ish straight down. I want to just be able to go down from here. And this is actually blocking my way down, and a mistake to have done it in this particular way. Same with these two. I shouldn't have put these two like this next to each other in case I do want more rubber. Right? Like, there should be one here and one here, and I don't really need all these tanks. Not anymore, anyway. This is not amusing. So, that has been a lot of talking, and not that much doing. But you know what? I am happy, because we have plastic and we have rubber and 0 byproducts to worry about. All of the excess stuff being made in this is being dealt with. Now, we can argue all day over how obvious it is that this is how you are meant to deal with the excess set of gases from alkene synthesis. We can have that argument until the end of time. But, yeah. I think I'm good now. I did not build this propene very well, did I? No. I did not. I want that as my propene so that I can do this. And put a pump here so that all of the propene will go out and into here. It will fill these pipes to pressure. And then the excess after this is at pressure that is being produced out of these will go to the auxiliaries. Now, I also know that I will need to change the position of this pump, and quite possibly this pump too, as I go along, and redo a lot of this pipe work to move some of this stuff. So just keep that in mind. It will need to be moved eventually. Okay. Let's make a couple hydro plants for you. Also, trivia. These batteries are in fact a vehicle fuel. It says it in the tooltip. Energy storage equipment or vehicle fuel. Now, I've played mods, particularly Bob's, that adds an equipment grid to vehicles. So when I see this, I think, oh, I can put this battery in a vehicle equipment grid. No, actually, the battery is a fuel with a fuel value that can be shoved into the fuel chamber of vehicles. That's not quite obvious. Now, it would be a little bit more obvious if you note that there is this placed in line of things there that shows the various chassis as well as the Spidertron, of all things. It shows the Spidertron in 2 varieties. Interesting that there are 2 varieties of Spidertron in this mod. And that very clearly does not show that that this can be an item placed into an equipment grid in vehicles, like the car or the train. Locomotive, excuse me. Still, though, that's where my brain went at the first sign of things. But to be honest, I didn't read the tooltip. I just saw battery 1, energy storage equipment. Didn't see that or vehicle fuel. And in particular, that existing is currently the reason why in energy... Where is it? Where is it? I found you. I saw you earlier. Energy storage 1. It's why this exists. Here. Battery recharging 1. So you can recharge your battery in electrolyzers. Okay. Battery uncharged to battery. And it says here, and like if you hover over the this tooltip here, down towards the bottom, you see battery 1. Which says vehicle, clear as day, it says vehicle fuel value 3 megajoules, vehicle acceleration 120%, vehicle top speed 110%, spent result 1 uncharged battery. And it acts as an equipment grid item. That was a little bit beyond me, apparently, when first looking at this recipe. I questioned why this was here. I still question why this is here, especially considering the vehicle tech unlocks here and here. The first vehicle that you can even have that would theoretically drain a battery, of which you have 3 total at this point in the game, from what you start the game with as a chassis 1, meaning you would have to remove your batteries from your own chassis to then use as a fuel in a vehicle that you can't make yet In order for this battery recharging one to be useful at this technology at which it is unlocked. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. It should probably get moved either to the point in which you actually get a vehicle unlocked, like Freight Transportation 1, this being the very first vehicle that you could theoretically throw your battery into. Or have it unlock with batteries. Make it so that your unlock with battery also unlocks your ability to charge your batteries. Which I think makes a little bit better logical sense. I don't know about you. I think that makes a little bit more logical sense. I don't know how many people would realistically take the batteries out of their chassis and use it as a vehicle fuel. As like a serious thing. I don't see that happening. Exactly. How much do you make? Average 1.2. So you're twice as effective. But when I unlock you, like, do I even still need you? I don't think so. Funny. This is funny. You used the icon for the portable fusion reactor for transformers. This is because he, like, Nullius uses Angel's Mods graphics. And some of Bob's, I think. This is the portable fusion reactor icon. And now I have to think of it as a transformer. Anyway. You. Might need more seawater intakes as well. Make me some of that. Each seawater intake is 120, but even though these only consume 100, quote-unquote only consume 100. Oof, I have to be wary of where I put those power poles. But that was not a good position for that power pole. That was not a great position. I am out of underground belt. Oh no, a belt? Pipe. Oh noes. And I'm seeing that we are, in fact, getting on in time right now. So, I don't need that type of pipe. I need that type of pipe. And I don't need that many, doohickeys either. Seawater intakes. Don't need too many of these. I might be overdoing it on my wastewater outfall. Up to 100. 60, 80. And I think that's it. There's something else at the sand. I don't know if that pushes it to 100 or not. But whatever. How are you able to handle things? You are able to process 125 saline. So I definitely don't need more saline. This is 210. Yeah, I could add another. And I can actually have them right next to each other. Like that. And that would add enough for the water electrolysis. It'd give me more to saturate these. And then that would fundamentally give me more hydrogen to work with. Everything would operate just that much faster by being able to have enough hydrogen in for all these processes in particular. But having made rubber and having had a lengthy discussion about things that I have missed so far, things that I now know that I have missed so far, including this, it is time to end off the video here. With that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back when I am back, and I will see you all on the next one.